Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I do for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit proud of that snap. I just got through doing a review, and I tried snapping twice, and neither were that great. That was pretty good. It wasn't the best, but it was pretty good. But anyway, folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm definitely wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck, I'm wearing grody work clothes. That means I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. That is definitely the case today. I got off work about an hour ago and went over there and I was like, all right, well, got to get some supplies today. We're kind of middle of the week. I'm starting to run low on some shit. And I didn't want to go all the way to Walmart, so I went out to Jewel, which is a local supermarket chain in Illinois. One that I've personally grown up with. I have a great deal of fondness for it. We also used to have Dominic's. That was the other big one in Illinois. Then some fucking big conglomeration from fucking Texas went over there and bought it out. Had no idea what they were doing and ran it straight into the ground. Thank you for that. That was cool. Appreciate that. I think it's the same people who own Meyer, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Years ago. Anyway, went out to Jewel, bought some stuff, and I found a thing, and I was like, yeah, I need to review this. So, what is it that I'm reviewing for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, turns out that they got a new Pop Tart flavor. Boom! It is frosted chocolatey chip pancake Pop Tarts. Look at them, they're new. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. So, okay, I reviewed plenty of Pop Tarts on the channel. Hell, one of my best, most viewed videos is when I reviewed the Apple Jacks Pop Tarts for some reason. That one did really well. So who knows, maybe this one will pick up steam too. Now, you say to yourself, but Brandon, surely you're going to go over there and pop out some sort of magical portable toaster and toast them, right? No. I always like to review Pop-Tarts when they're just by themselves. Because, first of all, that's how I eat Pop-Tarts. I haven't put a Pop-Tart in a toaster since I was a kid. I don't have time for that shit. I'm an adult. I got taxes and a mortgage. Fuck you. But the thing is like, look, yeah, I'm sure it's better in a toaster, but I also think that most people are like me and just eat these things on the go. So it needs to stand on its own. Let's grab one. Let's open it up. Try out these chocolatey. No! That didn't just happen. You didn't see a damn thing. Right, let's open it up. What do they look like? Are they sexy? Open. Not particularly. It kind of looks like the Pop-Tart has some herpes. I mean, look. Pop-Tarts are so flat now, man. Like, they definitely used to be bigger when I was a kid. Definitely used to be plumper. Alright, well, let's give it a go. We'll start from this side. Well, no, this side seems thick. I don't know. There's definitely kind of a syrupy taste to the pastry. I'm pretty sure it's the same pastry that they use for the Eggo ones, which I've reviewed, by the way. But it's kind of nice. It gives it a little bit like of a maple-ish kind of hit. Okay. I like that aspect of it. As for the insides, and I mean, seriously, folks, look at that. It's fucking pathetic. How is it that, and I'm not trying to be like old man yelling at cloud here, but how is it that we live in this universe and, we have all these advancements, all these nice things, but we live in a time where not only is shit getting more expensive, we're getting less of it. I can understand one or the other. I understand prices have to go up. That's just how things work. It's just, inflation and stuff like that. I get that. But how is it that we're getting less for paying more? It's just bullshit. I need more chocolate chips. These little herpy things aren't doing it for me. Because I'm not really getting a lot in the way of chocolatey flavor. Like, maybe a little bit. And again, I'm sure if you put it in a toaster, it'd probably be better. But the pancake part, I'll give them. I can see where they're going with it. And I think the chocolate idea would have been great. But you needed more chocolate chips. Because if you're going to have chocolate chip pancakes, you better make sure that those damn things got plenty of chocolate chip flavor. That's just a thing. I've had some shitty chocolate chip pancakes in my day. I wasn't happy about it. They're very okay. Yeah. I like the idea, but again, I feel like this is just one of those... Look, Pop Tarts. Just you and me here. I'll pay an extra 50 cents if you put a little bit more shit on the inside and you give me a little bit more stuff to work with. Because I feel like Pop Tarts these days, when they come out with new flavors, I feel like they're extremely hit or miss. Some of them are really good, and I like them a lot, and other ones, it's like, nah, man, they're just, they're just very mid. I feel like these fall in the very mid category. I like the syrupy aspect, kind of maple part of it. The pancake part, I think, is pretty good. But I feel like the filling is just not really there. And then, on top of that, like I said, you needed to give me a little bit more of that chocolate to really give the full illusion of the chocolate chip pancake thing. I don't really feel like I got that. I feel like you gypped me on the chocolate chip part of it. All that said, though, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? No, and not particularly. For me personally, I mean, look, I've already got ones that are already, kind of my favorites. Like, I like the s'mores ones a lot. Yeah, even the maple brown sugar ones are pretty good. There's some other ones that are pretty solid. These ones, they're not horrible, but it's just like, again, great idea, just poor execution. And I feel like that really kind of condemned these. I'll certainly eat the rest of them as time goes by, but yeah, I just don't think they're that good. Like, there's nothing special about them. They could have been if they'd been done properly, and if I'm recommending them to people, if you're over there as a person and you're like, I only eat Pop Tarts hot, and you're a crazy person because you eat Pop Tarts cold, and blah, 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 go ahead and buy them, pop them in the toaster, hit me up in the comments, let me know. Were they 1,000 times better? Did they taste exactly like you remember chocolate chip pancakes tasting? If they do, fantastic. Good for you. But cold by themselves, I just don't think they're anything that good. So it's hard for me to go over there and tell anybody to go out and try them. Like, they're, again, not bad, but as far as special flavors go, yeah, I don't think these ones really landed. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly proper chocolate chip pancake-tastic rest of your life. Last time I had chocolate chip pancakes that I can remember was when I was, I must have been in probably middle school or something like that. They used to have this little breakfast spot that me and my dad would go to. It was just a little spot, and I remember they had a bunch of cartoons that, like, somebody, presumably one of the owners or a friend of theirs or something, like, they'd drawn all over the walls, like these big cartoons and stuff, and they were actually pretty fun. And one of their specialty things was chocolate chip pancakes. And I remember the pancakes themselves were pretty decent. The chocolate chips, I felt there could have been more, but they were decent enough for what they were. But I don't think I ever got them again. And then that place went over there. It eventually, it just went under or what. It was a weird location, but eventually it went under. And then like that place was just there for like a decade or more. It was for sale and nobody did anything with it. And then eventually they just demolished it. Now it's a lot. And that's story time with Brandon. But anyway, final 2 things I was talking about, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and bullshit. Sometimes we have nice little breakfast spots that we like to close down. That was, me and my dad liked going to that place. Only benefit to that place closing down was that it prompted us to drive further. And eventually we found this little Chinese buffet place and literally had my graduation party there. Now they're gone too. The building's still there, but fucking they've been gone for over a decade now. Anyway, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Excuse me. Folks, very final thing, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you have a favorite spot, and hopefully it's still going, and, hopefully it's able to pass generational hands, and your kids can go there and their kids and stuff like that. I wish we had more places like that. There is this one place, I know, I'm like being weirdly nostalgic today. We had this one place growing up as a kid that my family always liked to go. It's called Mr. Edwards. And, man, that was our spot for a long, long time. And unfortunately, at some point, I couldn't even tell you when, because we'd moved by that point. But they got bought out. And then I tried to look into, the history of the place, because I felt like there would be, a thing. But it was it was a little bit of information, but not much. But hopefully you still have spots that you love. And if that's the case, hey, make sure you get out to them, make sure you support them and all that stuff, because otherwise you're just going to end up with a bunch of fucking Denny's around and shit. People like, oh boy, the Grand Slam. I'm sorry, I'm tossing it out there. Fuck the Grand Slam. Okay? I can go to a proper, actual fucking sit-down place and get way better than the Grand Slam. I'm just saying. Anyway, bye!